Welcome back to my humble basement. Today we're going to be building and reviewing the 75283 Armored Assault Tank used by the CIS during the Clone Wars. This was one of my most anticipated sets of its wave, and as you can see I'm in desperate need of a haircut here, but we're going to have to deal with it for today. Alright, let's go ahead and open this baby up and start the build. We're going to be giving the time-lapse feature on my brand new camera a try this review, so I'm very excited to see how it comes out as it was very expensive. Despite the prison wall in the background being less than ideal, the area I'm using is more set up for building sets and storage than it is for filming at the moment, although I will be investing in it in the next few weeks. As far as the building experience for this set goes, it's nothing fancy, and I think that while 286 pieces doesn't really hit the 10 cents per piece threshold that a lot of people tend to look for in a set to determine value, there's enough there, especially considering the minifigs, to justify the $40 price tag, and if you can get it on sale in any meaningful capacity, then that's even better. So, let's take a look at those minifigures. First, we have a very nice Ashoka Tano figure with a beautiful molded headpiece and two blue lightsabers. The body and leg printing go together perfectly, and more importantly, it is accurate to the show, so no surprises, this is one of the main draws to the set. Next up, the 332nd Clone Trooper. Being a very simple change from the 501st Trooper in the show, getting this one right was by no means a great achievement, but regardless, credit where it's due, it looks great and very accurate. Last, but certainly not least, we get two printed battle droids, which we've seen before in other sets, but having enough figures to fill all the seats in a vehicle for once is always a welcome change. So, with the minifigs to the side, we come to the build. It slides effortlessly across the table, with a gun far too long to be accurate to any sort of lore, but a quick slip of the barrel should remedy that. The turret itself is a bit wide, but does feature a functional commander's hatch on the top that, with a little finesse and posturing, fits one of the battle droids inside, as long as you aren't planning on closing it all the way, that is. Rather annoyingly, the gun mantlet does not depress down over the front of the vehicle at all, but does elevate all the way up to the heavens for all the good that will likely end up doing you. The front hatch of the vehicle has room inside to fit the other battle droid, and a couple of nicely printed panels on either side in order to control it, but unfortunately lacks a way to secure the battle droid in place, leaving him to just kind of flop around. Normally something like that is fine, but when it continues to stick to your finger, making it impossible to close the hatch, it can be rather annoying. The lower hull of the vehicle is nicely rounded, and of course equipped with two handy-dandy spagooter shooters that can be fired using the triggers on the back of either side of the hull. The gun mounts on either side of the vehicle are not much to speak of, although I'm sure they're much larger than minifig scale as well, but that, like the main cannon, is also very fixable. So now I'd like to do a comparison with the older model of the CIS AAT I have on hand. As we can see, one is much smaller than the other, and yet the turrets are very similar in size. The length of the gun on the older model seems to be much more in line with what it should be, but that might just be down to the larger proportions. Overall, I have to say I still prefer the older model in terms of accuracy at only $10 more during its time on the shelves, but the new model will likely see more time in mocks and being played with than on the shelf. Overall, this set gets an 8 out of 10 from me, and I can absolutely recommend picking a couple of them up at $40, but if you can get it on sale, even better. Let me know what you guys think of the set and the format of the video in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing to the channel or simply leaving a modest like. Until next time.